Today we're covering the best proxies for Amazon scraping in 2026. Amazon is the world's largest e-commerce marketplace, and its product data is among the most valuable and most heavily protected on the internet. Pricing intelligence, competitor monitoring, review analysis, and product research all depend on reliably extracting data from Amazon's pages. The company employs a multi-layered protection system that includes advanced CAPTCHAs, IP fingerprinting, behavioral analysis, request pattern detection, and sophisticated bot traps. In 2026, scraping Amazon without a proper proxy strategy is effectively impossible at any meaningful scale. At dataresearchtools.com, we have tested dozens of proxy configurations against Amazon's various domains and product categories, and this guide shares which proxy types deliver the best results and how to configure them for maximum success. Although Amazon enforces aggressive anti-bot measures that make proxies mandatory, IP-based rate limiting throttles and blocks IPs that exceed normal browsing patterns, typically after 50 to 200 requests. Suspected bot IPs are served capture pages instead of product data. Amazon also operates 20+ country-specific marketplaces, each requiring local proxies for accurate data. Prices change millions of times per day, requiring continuous monitoring that a single IP cannot sustain. Amazon also analyzes HTTP headers, TLS fingerprints, and JavaScript execution to identify bots. A robust proxy infrastructure distributes your scraping requests across thousands of IPs, making each request appear as an independent organic visitor. When choosing proxies for Amazon scraping, a large and diverse IP pool is essential. Amazon maintains extensive IP blacklists, so you need access to millions of IPs to sustain continuous operations. The pool should span diverse subnets, ASNs, and ISPs to avoid pattern-based detection. 這啲個轉咧是灰位區嘅時候，剛剛嘅 question 咧，係咁。The application need to like a box guarantee requires proxies from the corresponding country. Using US proxies to scrape Amazon Germany returns different prices, availability, and sometimes entirely different product catalogs. Bukodo, or GCAF support on individual IPs frequently, so your infrastructure must support instant rotation to a fresh IP when a block is detected, along with automatic retry logic to resend failed requests through new IPs. Amazon's anti-bot system is particularly effective at identifying data center IP ranges, making residential proxies essential for reliable scraping at scale. ISP proxies also work, but in smaller quantities. On operations, high concurrency is critical. Amazon scraping often requires monitoring millions of ASINs, so your proxy plan must support hundreds to thousands of concurrent connections. Bandwidth pricing is also worth comparing carefully. Amazon product pages run 200 to 500 kilobytes, with images in 50 to 100 kilobytes without, at millions of pages per month. Bandwidth costs add up quickly. Com providers on effective cost per successful request, not just per gigabyte pricing. Some providers offer integrated CAPTCHA solving for Amazon. While this adds cost, it significantly improves success rates on heavily protected categories. Residential rotating proxies are the default choice for Amazon scraping in 2026. They offer the best combination of success rate, scalability, and cost. Success rates run 90 to 98% on standard product pages. Pools of 50 to 100 million IPs ensure you rarely hit previously flagged addresses. Country-level targeting is available for all major Amazon marketplaces. Automatic rotation gives you a fresh IP per request to minimize band cascading, and bandwidth scales without IP limits. The primary cost factor is bandwidth, so optimize by blocking images, CSS, and JavaScript when you only need text data. Like monitoring a specific ASIN's price over time from a consistent identity, navigating multi-page product listings, accessing Amazon features that require continuity, such as deals and recommendations, and detecting A/B test variations where Amazon serves different content to returning visitors. Their higher cost per IP limits, scalability for broad catalog scraping. Mobile proxies deliver the highest success rates against Amazon's anti-bot systems and are particularly effective for scraping categories with enhanced protection like electronics and luxury goods, bypassing aggressive capture challenges, and accessing Amazon's mobile API endpoints. Their high cost and lower speed make them impractical for bulk scraping, so use them strategically for the hardest to scrape data points. Data center proxies are not recommended for Amazon in 2026. Amazon identifies and blocks data center IP ranges aggressively, and even fresh data center IPs typically get blocked within dozens of requests. The only marginal use case is scraping Amazon's robots. TXT allowed pages or publicly cached content. For a cross-rotation strategy, request-level rotation generally delivers the best results. On product pages, rotate per request since each ASIN is a standalone data point. For search results, use 30 to 60-second sticky sessions to paginate through result pages. For review pages, rotate per request but maintain consistent sort or filter parameters. For category browsing, use 1 to 5 minute sticky sessions to simulate natural navigation. Optimizing your requests also reduces bandwidth costs. Disabling images saves 60 to 80% of page weight. Blocking external resources cuts Amazon's tracking pixels, ads, and third-party scripts. Using mobile user agents brings lighter pages than desktop versions. Parsing Amazon's internal API endpoints returns JSON product data, which is much smaller than full HTML pages. Amazon's bot detection analyzes multiple signals, so configure your scraper accordingly. Use random delays between 2 and 8 seconds per request. Vary your timing rather than using fixed intervals, include occasional noise requests like homepage and category page visits, and maintain realistic session patterns that move from search to results to product and back. For TLS fingerprinting, use an HTTP client that produces a real browser TLS fingerprint. Python's default request library is not suitable for production scraping since its TLS fingerprint is well known. Libraries like curl CFI or TLS client that impersonate browser, TLS stacks are better alternatives. Despite best efforts, some requests will trigger CAPTCHAs. Monitor responses for CAPTCHA page signatures. When one is detected, retire that IP and retry with a fresh one. For persistent CAPTCHAs, integrate a solving service like CAPTCHA or anti-CAPTCHA. If capture rates spike above 10%, pause scraping for that marketplace and investigate. For multi-marketplace scraping, always use proxies from the specific country for accurate pricing and availability data. Starting with data centers proxies is the most common and costly mistake. New scrapers often buy cheap data center proxies, get bought immediately, and assume Amazon is unscrapable. Switching to residential proxies brings success rates up to 90% and above. Scraping too aggressively is another common error. Even with residential proxies, hitting Amazon with 1,000 requests per second will trigger rate limiting at the subnet level. Start at 5 to 10 requests per second and scale gradually while monitoring success rates. Amazon's robusto.txt disallows many paths. While proxies provide technical access, scraping disallowed paths more aggressively increases detection risk, so factor this into your risk assessment. Amazon sometimes blocks access to specific ASINs rather than the IP entirely. If you are consistently getting CAPTCHAs on certain products, those ASINs may have enhanced protection. Track success rates per ASIN category. Tadi fonzin stu license preponent. Otriwan advisor caption strip and watching for ultra system. Rotate user agents across a pool of 20 to 50 current browser strings, weighted by real-world browser market share. Distribute your scraping load across 24 hours with heavier scraping during off-peak times like 2 to 6 a.m. local time for the marketplace. Storing raw HTML instead of parsed data is a common cost mistake. Raw Amazon HTML pages are 200 to 500 kilobytes each. Parse and extract only the needed fields during scraping, and store structured data, which reduces storage costs by 95% or more. For specific recommendations, standard product scraping works best with residential rotating proxies and per request rotation, optimized by disabling media loading and using mobile user agents. Price monitoring calls for residential proxies with short sticky sessions of 30 to 60 seconds. Review collection needs residential rotating proxies with conservative rate limiting. Since review pages have enhanced protection, multi-marketplace operations benefit from separate residential proxy plans per country, or a provider with granular geo-targeting across all Amazon marketplaces. High-value or protected categories are best handled with mobile proxies where capture enforcement is heaviest. Note: the key to successful Amazon scraping is not just proxy quality. It is the combination of good proxies, realistic request patterns, proper fingerprinting, and respectful rate limiting. Invest in all 4 pillars, and your Amazon data pipeline will remain reliable and scalable. Watch the today's guide on best proxies for Amazon scraping in 2026. Data Research Tools.com has hundreds of articles on proxies, scraping, automation, and more if you want to go deeper. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon.